I'm sure we've all heard of games like Dress to Impress, Royale High, and just dress-up games in general, but today we'll be talking about the philosophy behind dress-up games, specifically what I call grind and glam games. First, what is a dress-up game? A dress-up game isn't just defined by whether or not you can dress up your character, because that would mean that every single game is a dress-up game. And a dress-up game can be either like paper dolls, dress up the doll, and then alright, move on to the next one. Think of actual paper dolls where you put the character to different clothes, hats and shoes and stuff, and even Dress to Impress. And the other kind of dress-up game that you have is identity-based, like a costume, things like that. Think of it as playing pretend, basically. And it's why a lot of people roleplay in games like these, because it's quite literally the point of playing them. And both the games that I'm about to list use the element of magic, and magical dress-up games have always been a little bit more interesting to me, and I find it very funny that I like to play these types of games and draw my character in very feminine clothing. Meanwhile, I dress like this. But that's just it. It's play pretend. It's not that I'm pretending to be a girl because, well, you know. With that being said, let's check out these grind and glam games, as I'm gonna coin the term. Nobody take that term, that's me. I came up with that. Mermaid Isle is a game that I discovered, I want to say sometime last year, maybe the winter. This game is very beautiful, and obviously you're primarily in water, so the water is very beautiful, and it's honestly really pretty for a Roblox game. I know that sounds so backhanded, but it's true. And when the sun sets, you can see it in the water, the splash effects when you come down into the water, where you swim around in the water. It's just really nice. The tails that you can buy are the most beautiful mermaid tails that I've ever seen in a game, honestly. Made me think, like, I didn't know that I really liked mermaids and sirens as much as I did until I played this game. The tail physics are also very nice, and of course the game looks 1000% better on the computer. And you swim around the vast map, racking up pearls and helping the fellow sea creatures, and once you've done a lot of the quests, you can spend your pearls on accessories and tails. You can also unlock tails by singing to bubbles and making a wish at this shrine thing. It's got a lot of the same elements as Royale High, as I'll talk about later, but I don't know, to me I just really prefer this game, and I think because it has a sense of wandering with the collecting, basically. I literally feel like the Little Mermaid. As for dressing up, trying to match your outfit to your tail feels not really like a challenge, but just it removes the decision fatigue. There is quite a lot to do with the face customization, and I'm sure they'll keep adding more, and you can even be a guy. Mermaid Isle has honestly stolen my heart, and I really hope that they keep making updates. I would love to see apartments in the future and maybe some room design. Let's talk about our fallen soldier, Nova City, or Sugar Girls. I was obsessed with this game until Roblox literally ripped it out of my hands. And I don't know if anyone knows this game. It's taken down for sexual content. You're just like a doll in the Y2K aesthetic, and a lot of the game is centered around early 2000s, things like that. I love a good themed game, and that's what kind of was the magic for this one, was that it was almost like a time capsule, and it was in very early development, and it just got sniped. All the items felt attainable, and grinding for sugar cubes or something, I don't fucking know. It was easy, and it was addicting, and yes, my iPad, like, in the middle of it, the core felt very hot. Like, there's never been a game that has burned up my iPad quite like Nova City. Maybe that's why they took it down. People's iPads kept blowing up. I remember I was very intrigued by the fact that you could choose to give your character acne, so I did that. I gave my character like acne scars because I have some faint acne scars. And someone came up to me and was like, oh, this bitch got acne. It felt like an episode of What Would You Do, and then you had someone like being like, why are you bullying her? I swear, if I had a nickel for every time something happened like that in one of these games, I would have 2 nickels. And that's really weird. Our Overlord Royale High. I first played this game when it was 2018 and there was like that fountain with the dock area in the back, and I really liked it. Grinding for diamonds felt natural but also really tedious because I didn't really understand how to do many of the quests in the old school, but I still did them. And in 2022, I was still pretty hooked on the game and I was grinding for things. I even spent last minute Roblox just to get a set that I thought wasn't ever gonna be coming back before I learned, no, they bring the holiday sets back almost every year, I'm pretty sure. I don't know, I don't play the game anymore. And when the new campus started to roll out, I think that was like 2024 or 2023, I don't remember. That's when I was like really hooked on the game because they added the leveling system where you could like do a little slurp at the fountain and then you would get points. Like you could take a shit on the toilet and it would give you points. I don't know.
Oh, there's little fountains if you're oh, and you could drink. Oh yeah, that's literally everything in this game was like gamified. It's actually crazy.
And apparently they made grinding for diamonds even easier. Like they added buffs for everything, and that's why they had to get rid of the diamond multipliers, which, okay, someone tell me if you liked that update, I don't know. But eventually I got fatigued of the game and how expensive everything was.
70,000 for some fucking... Why do y'all still play this?
This was the year that I was also kind of like rehabilitating myself for the addiction that I had for short-acting dopamine. If you're wondering what I mean by that, I'll save it for another video, okay? But revisiting the game, I remembered why I really liked it. It's a very pretty game. And I think this game is going to be around for probably as long as Roblox is going to be around for. I don't think that anyone will let Royale High actually rest in a grave because it is filling such a vacant market. Now there are other games coming in, but Mermaid Isle and Nova City just got... But Mermaid Isle is not as popular, but I really hope that it will be someday because I think it has a lot of potential, and the fact that it just focuses on mermaids I think makes it a little bit more interesting as well. Royale High focuses on obviously royalty and being in like a sort of, can't say sorority because I'm pretty sure sororities are like girls only schools, but that's what it feels like. People are very passionate about Royale High because people are constantly complaining about Royale High, and the dress-up feature feels a bit archaic, but it's familiar, and I kind of hope they never change it. Okay, so now with all those games out of the way, let's talk about why grind and glam is a staple. I think what I find most interesting about this is that not every girly game has a dress-up cosmetic feature that's necessarily important, but almost every MMO or while you have it has cosmetic shit going on, and grown men will fork over so much money to see their character that they like be in a very nice looking armor trim. But in games like these, the goal is to have a strong build and do the most damage to fight and get the most benefit. You get an even better build, except it just makes sense to me. But these games still have a sense of grind and glam. But in grind and glam games, the whole point of grinding is to get these cosmetics because they're not even really considered cosmetics if it's like it's the main point of playing the game is to just look pretty. You grind to get the most expensive or impressive looking character. The more goddess-like, the better. And that's probably why Dress to Impress, I think, has, things like VIP. That was my wrist. And this desire for attractive looking outfits is just because both sexes find beauty in things. And sexes, I mean to say genders, not like sexists. But you'll see in a game like Diablo or Path of Exile, the characters that people have, they will spend so much money on, you know, cosmetic skins because they think that they look badass or whatever adjective they decide to use, versus in girlier games it's usually, oh my god, that's gorgeous.
These tails. Oh my god, I need all of them.
It's easy to feel like you've created something when you've designed an outfit in a game, and it's easy to feel like you are in possession of something when you've spent your hard-earned money on it. And through the creative process, you really understand why dress-up games are so popular in the first place. The ability to express yourself and play as that expression of yourself is something that only really games could offer on such a mythical scale. Play pretend is important not just for children and not just as an escape but as a tool, but that's for other videos. I hope you guys enjoyed today's video. If you did, make sure to show me some support, like, subscribe, and I keep forgetting I do have a Ko-fi where you can buy some digital stickers. But with that being said, do you like dress-up games or dressing up in games? So feel free to let me, oh my god, feel free to let me know in the comments.